fam, today I'm making a special milk puff puff recipe. Don't forget to subscribe and give this video a like. So let's get started. I'm going to add in 1.5 cups of flour, and then don't forget that I'm going to leave all the ingredients and then the measurements in the description box. I'm also going to add 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of nutmeg, and then finally 1 tablespoon of active yeast. I'm also going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence, and don't forget that I said this recipe is milk puff puff. You're going to have milk in there, and I'm going to be using lactose free milk, which is called Happy Milk. You can find it in any supermarket that you go to and then the malls. So I'm going to add 1 cup of that to the whole mixture and then combine everything properly. I'm also going to add some water. I added about 200 ml of water, but then I realized that it was a lot, so I used about half of that. So this is the mixture that we have now. I'm going to beat it with my whisk. You can also use your hands to do it, so you have a uniform consistency. Once we have our mixture, you're going to cover it. You can cover it with a cling film, a napkin, whatever you want to use, but I'm going to be using a cling film to cover mine, and then I'm going to put it aside for about 45 minutes to an hour till it rises. Sometimes it may not rise as much as you want, but then when you touch it, you realize that it has this stretchiness to it. When you see that, then it means that it's ready to go. So after 45 minutes, I'm bringing the mixture to check if it has that stretchiness or if it has risen. As I said, it didn't rise so much, but then when I touched it and I was whisking, I realized it had that stretchiness. You can see that stretchiness in it here. That means that it's ready to go. So I'm going to give that a whisk again, combine everything properly till it's combined, and then you can start frying it. So what you're going to be doing is called deep frying. So you're going to get a pan that is a bit deeper and then put in your oil. Here I am pouring in my sunflower oil. You can use any oil of choice. I just prefer this kind of oil, right? And then you're going to leave it on fire for it to heat up a bit. You don't want the puff puff to get soggy when it goes into the oil, so you make sure that it's heated a bit before you start the process. This part is quite complex. This is the part where you do a lot of the heavy lifting. So you're going to gather some of the mixture into your hands, and then using your thumb and then your index finger, you're going to push the mixture into the oil, right? This is a couple of times that I've done it, and I mean, this time it came out well. Sometimes when I do it, the shape doesn't come out too well. So as I said, you gather some mixture into your hands, and then using your index finger and your thumb, you push out some of the mixture into the oil. So when it drops into the oil, you realize that it's coming up. Yes, when the oil is not well heated, you may not get that you may not get the puff puff coming up, and that's what we want to get. So always make sure that the oil is heated a bit before you put in the mixture. So I'm just repeating the process till I get enough. You don't also want to overcrowd it too much, so that each of them can get the space to brown perfectly. So once you've put in enough and you think it's enough, you're going to wait for it to brown on one side. As you can see, when it does that, you're going to, sometimes you don't even have to do much, it will just turn on its own. When it browns, it's easier to turn it. When it hasn't browned properly and you try to turn it, it might not really turn properly. You can see that it's looking really good, and it was so tasty. It was smelling so nice at this point. Yes, so just don't do too much. Just use the stick or whatever you're using to turn it, to just push it like you can see me doing. So now it's almost ready. I'm just turning it over once again so that every part of the puff puff can get the brown looking color that I want. Then once I'm done, I'm going to take it off the fire and then put it on my tissue paper so that I can absorb some of the oil. Fam, this was so delicious. Like, it was soft, it was moist, it was delicious. I would endeavor everybody to try puff puff with milk. I know, like, traditionally or most times it's done with only water, and this was my first time trying it with milk. I used Happy Milk. So if you also want to try it with milk, I would definitely recommend that you do, and get your Happy Milk so that you can also try it. Thank you for watching. Bye.